Hey everybody, this is Kirsten with Field, Farm, and Forest. How are you? Well, I thought I'd get on here and give you a little life update. It's been a while. To make a long story short, I sold my maple tree property and the farmer sold his farm. And here we are at a new place. So we've got a lot of new things to share. Don and I got married. So one of the first things that we did when we got here was find a really good place for the evaporator. Here it is. We got the evaporator set in place, all cleaned up and ready to go for spring. All of our maple trees are just right out our back door. It's so beautiful. We're counting down to maple syrup season this year. I think it's our goal to put in at least 150 taps. It's gonna be interesting. So our wedding was very small, very intimate, very nice. Thank you. Thank you, my friends that helped me pull it off so beautifully. Appreciate you. What's the other things? Well, the house we bought is a lot different. We bought a house on maple property. So that's like one of the best things. We can just step out the back door and there's the maple trees. We are going to work on piping it. We just kind of got the catalog and looking through and trying to figure out all the little pieces and parts to pipe like a gravity-fed maple sap collection system. I'll share that when we get into it. Now our house is a really cute ranch style house, all open concept, kitchen, dining room, living room, wide open, exactly what I wanted. Bonus, we have a sunroom out the back, full basement, attached garage. It's a really nice little space. Love it. And for the first time in forever, I'll have my stuff. All my stuff. Look, pantry here. I'm excited. I really am. We have a plan and I'm gonna go well here. So I'll show you around a little bit. Not too much because there's still a lot to do. We've been, at first we were going to the farm and getting loads, spending a day and coming here and unloading. And then we just did that for what seemed like forever. And now we've begun with my house. But I have the luxury of time with my house. I don't have a date to be moved out by. It's not sold. I'm not ready to sell it. But I can go and get the things I need. Like, I need this cabinet for this storage. I need that shelf, that kind of thing. Since we are joining and we both have so much stuff, I've decided that all of the average, everyday, mundane stuff that I've had and used to keep my good stuff good, I'm getting rid of that, and I'm bringing out the good dishes and my favorite bowls and my favorite clothes, and just getting rid of the stuff that has no meaning anymore. It just, like, utilitarian things are going. So we have a whole bay in the garage that is filling up for garage sale stuff. When we moved into this house, the previous owners really hadn't. They basically cherry-picked, took what they needed and left. So we had to spend over a week emptying this house before we could ever move in. We filled a 30-yard dumpster and put a half a bay in the garage of sellable garage sale stuff because we just didn't have any more room in the dumpster. There's so much debris in the yard that we're gonna have to get another dumpster here soon. But that's a thing, I guess. Look at my cup. Isn't that beautiful? Don and I both got one exactly like it as a wedding gift. So I think one of the worst things about moving is finding homes for all the little stuff. It's just a little bit of a trial. One of the good things about moving is you find things you didn't even know you had. I found this salad recipe book at the farm, and it's dated like 1994. So it probably had to be Don's mom's. There's a couple recipes in here I've used a few times and I really like. And the one I want to show you today is called Marinated Carrot Mushroom Salad. Here we go. This is a pretty simple recipe. It calls for 2/3 cup vinegar. I use unfiltered raw apple cider vinegar with mother. 2/3 cup vegetable oil. I use a sunflower oil because it's light, doesn't add much extra flavor to whatever it is you're cooking, and every sunflower oil is non-GMO. 2 cloves of garlic. I probably have a little bit more because we just love garlic. See how it is sliced so nicely? That's because I have this awesome garlic slicer. I just love this thing. It's so amazing. You just put the garlic in and run it through. It's just crazy how easy, simple it is. And then we add, this is a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, a teaspoon of raw organic sugar, 1 teaspoon, it calls for leaf basil, but I had raw basil paste. And that's what I used. And then 1 teaspoon of leaf oregano, and then salt and pepper to taste is what there's the pepper, that's ground black pepper. And remember, when you roast your pepper, you get the full flavor, roasting your peppercorns. So I'm going to whisk that. Add 1 can of artichoke hearts. These came quartered, so I chopped them just a little bit more, and you drain those. The recipe calls for a 1/4 cup onion, but I used the whole onion because We just like onions. The recipe also calls for 1 can drained whole olives. The recipe then calls for a 2-ounce jar of chopped drained pimento or chopped sweet red pepper. So I had sweet, mild peppers, and we like them whole. The recipe then calls for 8 ounces chopped mushrooms, and I use the baby bellas. And I don't wash my mushrooms, that just kind of grosses me out. But I will cut the ends off, and if they have too much of the peat moss on them, I will wipe them gently with a dry paper towel. The next ingredient, it calls for 2 cups of carrots. Well, I got in the fridge and I had less than I thought. And the recipe likes them to be cooked for some reason, but we like them crunchy. And I buy the baby organic carrots. So just that little bit of crunch. I'll have to go get some more and toss them in there. But then you just let that sit and marinate, and it'll be ready for dinner.